up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you are new to the channel, I am Gold Pony. Today we are in the new 2019 Chevy Camaro. This is the non-SS version, by the way. Already reviewed the SS, so I'll leave a link at the end of the video for that one if you want it. But I am in this one today because I wanted to see if the non-SS Camaro was fun as well to drive, and we are in this one courtesy of Apple Chevrolet in York, PA. So without further ado, as always, let's start with pricing. And so there will be a few different trim levels for the 2019 Camaro. First one being the 1LS, that is going to start at $25,995. Then the 1LT for $26,495. 2LT is going to start at $28,495. And lastly, the 3LT, which starts at $31,995. By the way, that was pricing for the coupe version. If you wanted to go with a convertible version of the Camaro here, simply add $6,000 to any of those prices. But so that with the exception of the 3LT, power plant is going to be the same. Powering the 2019 Camaro is going to come from a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine, putting out 275 horsepower at 5,600 RPM and 295 pound-feet of torque available at 3,000 RPM. Power is going to be sent to the rear wheels through a Tremec 6-speed manual. And if you were curious about that 6-speed, there is no rev matching on this version of the 6-speed. That is going to be saved for the SS version and the ZL1, of course. But then there is the optional 8-speed automatic transmission with paddle shifters, which actually is the one we have today. But if you went that route, that is going to add an additional $1,500 to the price. But overall, MPG numbers are going to come in at 22 in the city, 31 on the highway using premium unleaded fuel, and 0 to 60 time is going to come in at approximately 5.4 seconds. But so then, since I mentioned it, when it comes to that 3LT trim level, that engine setup is going to be a 3.6-liter naturally aspirated V6, putting out 335 horsepower, 284 pound-feet of torque, once again sent to the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual or an 8-speed automatic, giving you MPG numbers 16 in the city, 27 on the highway. But before we do any accelerations in this thing, I did want to mention the drive modes available for both engine setups as well. And that drive mode button is going to be located directly behind the shifter, giving you modes like touring, sport, and snow and ice. Not that you would probably want to take the Camaro out in the snow and ice anyways, but it's there for you if you had to. And so, but now I think it is time to do a quick little acceleration in this turbocharged 2019 Camaro here. Keep in mind, it is about 30 degrees out today here in Pennsylvania, so I'm not sure the grip we're going to get. But without further ado, let's do that acceleration and see how quickly we can get this 2019 Camaro up to speed. Alright, so the paddle shifters do have a slight delay to them. Not that bad though, they are there if you want to know. As far as the acceleration goes, honestly, I have no chance today, so I'm not even going to give you an opinion. I was sliding like crazy, so we're not going to do that on this one. But so that to go along with that acceleration, braking is equally important, and so of course you will get 4-wheel disc brakes with the Camaro. And just to touch on the suspension and handling a little bit, you will get a 4-wheel independent suspension with a limited slip rear differential, and that's really important in any sports car because that is going to help send torque to the wheel with the most traction. Did want to also mention, actually, for the non-SS Camaro that we're in today, there is a 1LE package available. That's going to add an additional $4,500, but that's basically going to give you the Camaro SS suspension components, including the same dampers, rear cradle mounts, stabilizer bars, things like that. Also with that package, you're going to get dual outboard radiators, a rear differential cooler, Brembo 4-piston front caliper, so even more stopping power, and then also some aesthetic upgrades and a dual mode exhaust system, I'll have you know as well. Then as far as the steering feel goes, I am definitely a fan. It does have a very nice weight to it. It is on the heavier side, so for the price point of the non-SS Camaro, definitely an amazing steering feel. As far as cabin noise goes, I think we have like 100-mile-per-hour winds going on right now, so honestly, cabin noise is not all that bad. I've definitely been in vehicles where that wind comes directly into the cabin, and you can definitely hear it, but with the Camaro, cabin noise is very much subdued. And then to touch on visibility a little bit, I think everyone's heard this before. When it comes to the Camaro, visibility is not going to be the best compared to some of the competitors, but as with any vehicle, I'm sure you would get used to it. But because of its shape, that rear visibility is not going to be the best. But so anyways, enough with the driving dynamics, you guys. Let's check out the exterior of the newly refreshed 2019 Chevy Camaro. And so to start up front, you will first see that redesigned front grille. Also to the sides, redesigned headlights as well. And they will come standard LED for a little better illumination at night. And there are LED daytime running lights up there as well. well. But then make your way to the side. Body colored power adjustable side mirrors will come standard. Looking down at the wheel setup, 18-inch 5-spoke alloy wheels will come standard. However, with the RS package that we have today, which goes for $2,000 by the way, that is going to add 20-inch split 5-spoke alloys that you are looking at right now. And with the 1LE, again, you get 20-inch wheels, a little different design on that one though. Then make your way to the back, you will find redesigned taillights for the 2019 Camaro. The RS and 1LE packages are going to give you smoked taillights and black badging back there, and again, that's what you're looking at right now. Just below it all, dual exhaust outlets with chrome tips and quad tips if you go with the V6 1LE, by the way. But you guys know what we have to do next. As always, here is that exhaust clip. But so now, since we are around back, to open that rear trunk, there actually is a button on the key fobs to simply press that if you like. Once opened up, cargo capacity is going to come in at 9.1 cubic feet for the coupe, 7.3 cubic feet for the convertible. It is a little higher entry point with the Camaros as well, so figured I'd mention that. But if that was not enough space for you, simply fold down those rear seats, and that definitely gives you a lot more space there. Make your way up to the rear legroom. That's going to come in at 29.9 inches, so I'll give this a shot for you guys. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I have back there, so back seats are probably better left for small children and car seats. Then make your way to the front seats. LS trim is going to give you an 8-way power adjustable driver's seat, and that's going to come with a cloth finish. 1LT is going to give you 6-way power adjustable passenger seat. 2LT is going to add leather to those seats, and they will be heated and ventilated. And I did want to also mention there are optional Recaro bucket seats for a little added bolstering for an additional $1,600 if you were interested. Then take a look up front. There is a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. It does come leather wrapped for all trim levels, and it will come with a flat bottom with a suede finish with a 1LE. And so, but now when it comes to the startup, let me first start by showing you guys the key here. You do have your Chevy logo on the one side, and when you flip it over, lock, unlock that button to pop the rear hatch. But 2019 Camaro also comes with a remote start for the 1LT trim level and up. So if you wanted to go that route, simply make sure your Camaro is locked and press that, and that's going to start up for you. Otherwise, if you simply put your foot on the brake, there is a push button start just by the driver's right knee. But then once started up, tachometer is going to be on your left, speedometer is on your right, and there is a small digital display towards the bottom there, but it's going to give you things like your trip A, trip B, how many miles you have left until you hit empty, also your oil life meter, that's always convenient, tire pressure for each individual tire, there's your air filter life, and a couple other things as well. And then touching a little bit on overall interior quality, you will find a leather wrap shift knob to go with a leather wrap steering wheel, of course. Power sunroof is available, which is nice because the Mustang does not offer that. I just figured I'd throw that in there, but power sunroof adds an additional $1,000 if you wanted that. And I did want to also mention the frameless rear view mirror. Also am a big fan of that. I always like when they're frameless, so I wanted to mention that as well. But let's make our way to the tech on the Camaro here. 7-inch color touchscreen display is going to come with the LS and LT. 8-inch color touchscreen display is going to come with the 2LT trim level and up. Either way, you get Bluetooth and audio streaming as well as Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, again, for every single trim level. So if you have a smartphone, simply hook it up to the Camaro and you have free navigation and the ability to like and dislike your Pandora songs through that screen as well. It's always nice. By the way, when it comes to the sound system on the Camaro, standard setup is going to come with 6 speakers. However, there is a 9-speaker Bose system with the technology package if you wanted it. That's going to add $900, but that is not the one we have today. So we do have the 6-speaker sound system. So let's turn on the radio, see what we got playing this morning, and let's test out the clarity of this one. Gotta be honest, you guys, for 6 speakers, you probably saw my camera bouncing a little bit there. There is a good bit of bass. Clarity on this one, I guess, is just average, but that bass was impressive for a standard 6-speaker sound system, actually. But so then last thing on the tech display I wanted to mention is when you do put the Camaro in reverse, you will find a rear view camera for every single trim level, of course, letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always is going to lead me into safety. And so to start, there are front, side, and side curtain airbags, also driver and passenger knee airbags as well. That definitely does not come standard on every car out there. In the back, there is latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. Also, you will find an electronic parking brake just behind that drive mode button. Again, the tire pressure monitoring system that I mentioned, and Chevy always does something called a teen driver mode, which is kind of cool. So if that mode is on, that prevents your teen driver from turning off the safety features like, let's say, traction control to do a burnout. And if they do indeed turn that teen driver mode off, it gets logged in the system so you can then check that and see what your your teen driver is actually doing. Alright, but anyways, that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen if you like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold.